For number 15, we will use substitution again to integrate. And in this one, there's a big clue for what u will represent. U is going to represent everything that's inside of the parentheses that's being raised to a higher power. So we're going to let u equal x squared minus 7. Keep in mind that this 3 that's here, that's multiplied in, is a constant and can be brought out to the front of the integration symbol. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's bring out a 3, and we have u raised to the power of 9. So we have some extra stuff floating around. So we brought the 3 out, so that's not there anymore. So the extra part that we have floating around is the x and the dx. So let's take the derivative of u and see what we can come up with. The derivative of the first term, of course, would be 2x. The derivative of the second term would be 0, so we'll throw in our dx. And the extra part that we have floating around is x dx, not 2x dx. So let's divide both sides by 2, or multiply by 1/2, either way. So 1/2 of du is equal to, we get x dx. So now this matches the extra parts that we have floating around. We can replace that with 1/2 du. Okay, so let's rewrite this a little bit before we integrate. So we have 3. We also have the 1/2. Let's go ahead and multiply that. Let's go ahead and bring that outside also the integration symbol to join the 3. So 1/2 times 3, that would be 3/2. And then we're going to integrate u to the 9th du. Alright, so when we integrate, of course, we're going to bring down our 3/2 times. We're going to add 1 to the power, so that would be 10, and then we're going to divide by the new power. And we're going to also include the constant of integration. Okay, so we've integrated. We can simplify a little bit. If I choose, I can multiply these two fractions together. And I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to write it as 3 over 20 times u to the 10th plus c. Okay, nothing cancels there, so I'm going to go ahead and write that as a fraction of those values out front of u to the 10th. And remember that the last thing that we want to do is we want to go back to the original variable. And the original variable that was used in the problem is x squared. X. U is equal to x squared minus 7. So we're going to replace the u with what u represents, the x squared minus 7. And that would be our final answer.